Here's the complete narration script for your YouTube video, written in a dramatic, emotional, cinematic female narration style. Total word count, approximately 1,380 words. Perfect for a 6 to 8 minute video. Title: He said, "This is all you can handle." Then the entire cabin turned okay, beginning 462 words I. Still remember the exact words that shattered my heart at 35,000 feet. His voice rang through the cabin, like a slap I never saw coming. My name is Elena, and this is the story of how the man I loved turned our special vacation into my greatest humiliation, and how a plane full of strangers became my unexpected strength. We had been together for 4 years. Daniel was the type of man everyone admired, confident, successful in his corporate job, always talking about the life we would build together. I was the quiet one who made things happen. I worked long hours as a teacher, saved every extra penny, and planned our dream trip to Greece with so much love in my heart. I wanted to give us a beautiful escape, something we would remember forever. At the airport, I was glowing with excitement. I had managed to book 2 seats in premium economy, the best I could comfortably afford after covering most of the trip. Costs. As we stood at the gate, I handed him his boarding pass with a hopeful smile. "I got us the extra legroom seats, Daniel. It's going to be perfect." He looked at the pass, then at me, and let out a loud, mocking laugh that made heads turn. "Premium economy, this is all you can handle?" His voice carried across the waiting area. "Come on, Elena, my colleagues fly business. This is what you think I deserve? You're really okay dragging me down to this level? It's embarrassing." My face burned with shame. Strangers glanced our way. A young couple nearby stopped talking. I felt so small, so exposed under the bright lights. "Daniel, please," I whispered, my voice breaking. "I worked so hard for this trip. I thought we were going together because we love each other." But he shook his head, still loud enough for everyone to hear. "Love doesn't mean settling. For less, if you really cared about us, you would have found a way to do better. This just shows what you're capable of." Those words cut deeper than anything he had ever said before. I followed him onto the plane in silence, my chest tight with pain. As we took our seats, I kept telling myself it was just one bad moment, that things would get better once. We were in the air, but what I didn't know that day was that his cruel words were only the beginning, and the entire cabin was about to witness the truth. Asterisk, the plane took off smoothly, but the atmosphere between us grew colder with every passing minute. Daniel kept shifting in his seat, sighing loudly. Then the comments started again, each one heavier than the last. "These seats are still so tight," he muttered. "This is really the best you could do? This is all you can handle for the man you supposedly love?" I tried to keep my voice steady. "Daniel, we're on our way to Greece. Can we please just enjoy being together?" He turned to me with a look of disappointment that made my stomach twist. "Enjoy? How am I supposed to enjoy feeling like I settled? You always do this, Elena. You plan these average things and expect me to be grateful. It makes me look weak in front of people." Tears filled my eyes. I stared straight ahead, feeling every passenger around us pretending not to listen. The pain wasn't just from his words anymore. It was the crushing realization that I had spent 4 years pouring everything into a relationship where I was never enough. I had sacrificed vacations, new clothes, even my own comfort, just to make him happy. Yet here he was, publicly tearing me down for trying my best. The flight attendant came by with the drink service. I asked for water, my voice barely a whisper. Daniel ordered a drink and complained that it wasn't the premium brand he preferred. The attendant gave me a gentle, sympathetic glance before moving on. Hours passed in heavy silence. I sat there with my heart broken, replaying every moment I had ignored the red flags, The way he always compared me to his friends' partners. The late nights he claimed were work. The constant criticism wrapped in, I just want the best for us. In that quiet pain, something inside me began to shift. The hurt slowly turned into quiet clarity. I realized I had been shrinking myself for years to fit into his version of success. I deserved to be loved for who I was, not shamed for what I could afford. For the first time, I felt a spark of strength growing beneath the heartbreak. I whispered to myself, I am enough. I don't need to prove my worth to anyone. Little did I know, the universe was preparing to show me and everyone else on that plane just how true that was. Asterisk mid-flight. As the cabin lights dimmed, the senior flight attendant walked down the aisle. She stopped at our row and looked directly at Daniel. Her voice was calm but clear enough for nearby passengers to hear. Excuse me, sir. Weren't you on our flight to Dubai 2 months ago? You were in business class, seat 4A. You were traveling with a woman, tall, elegant, very affectionate. You kept calling her my love and asked for the full champagne service. I remember because you two seemed so happy together. The entire cabin seemed to hold its breath. Daniel's face went completely pale. That wasn't me, he stammered, his confident voice suddenly small and shaky. The attendant remained professional. I'm quite sure it was you, sir. And now you're here with your girlfriend in premium economy, telling her this is all she can handle? Whispers spread through the rows. Several passengers turned to look. The truth hung heavy in the air. My heart shattered one final time, but this time it was mixed with relief. All the pieces finally fit. The secret trips, the mysterious expenses, the emotional distance. He had been living one life with me and another behind my back. The attendant turned to me with kind eyes. Ma'am, we actually have 2 complimentary seats available in business class. Would you like to move forward for the rest of the flight? You deserve comfort and peace. I nodded quietly and stood up. As I gathered my things, Daniel reached for my arm, whispering desperately, Alina, please, don't do this. I looked at him one last time and said softly, you already did. The crew escorted me to the front of the plane. I sank into the wide business class seat, wrapped in a soft blanket, feeling the weight lift from my chest. Behind me, Daniel stayed in premium economy, alone, exposed. With the entire cabin now aware of who he truly was, he sent apology messages the rest of the flight. I never replied. When we landed, I ended the relationship at the airport. I continued my trip to Greece alone, turning pain into healing and discovery. That flight taught me something I will never forget. Never let anyone make you feel small for the love and effort you give. Your worth is not measured by seats or money. It is measured by the kindness and strength in your heart. Sometimes justice doesn't need loud words. Sometimes it comes quietly through truth spoken at 35,000 feet while the whole world watches. You are always enough. The right person will see your value without ever making you prove it. And if you're listening today and carrying similar pain, know that your cabin is about to turn too. You deserve to fly first class in life, starting with how you treat yourself. Thank you for listening to my story.